Well, hello. Hello. Howdy. Welcome, I'm Doug. Whoa. Hello. I just about fumbled there. That was a close one. Welcome. I'm Doug, and I am clumsy. You know what? I just found out all of half hour ago. New York State's plan to go all electric, and it's going to start literally at the end of 2025. Their projected date is all the way out at like the year 2040, but at the same time, any new build in New York State starting at the end of this year will not be allowed to have any fossil fuel hookups at all, such as, natural gas, propane, certainly not home heating oil, which I found interesting. Firstly, because of how many people don't even have electricity where they live and have to use propane, living out in the country, out in the sticks, out in the woods. But not even, I mean, there's plenty of pretty good sized towns that really don't have electric. Everybody in the whole little town's on propane. Every single house got a big propane tank behind it. I'm bummed because I like cooking with natural gas. I'm not the biggest fan of cooking with electrical. I don't know why, especially oven or broiling. It just seems like open flame is better. I don't know why. It's probably just my imagination. I thought natural gas was like the way to go. I don't know. It's so weird. I think I get something. I swore we were on a big natural gas kick, but I guess I'm wrong. My electric bill lately, it's been getting crazy, man. Out of nowhere, they went from like, I never had a $200 bill. I've been close. I've been close. If I ever was to go hit 200, I'd be upset about it. But I was getting 170s, 180s. A big one would be like a 190. I rarely, if ever, broke 200. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, for a few months straight, $600. And this is with a good 8-10 years of constant grow lights. In many cases, they were on 24/7 during the winter when I was doing it outside. I would leave the light on 24/7. Killer plants. They came out really good that way. I had to use autoflower, put a tent up, just kept the light on 24/7, and it kept it warm enough. And being autoflower, it just started flowering on its own. You didn't have to shut the light off for 12 hours a day to get it to bud. But anyway, even then, I never had more than a $200 bill. And then 3-4 months in a row, and then they dropped, and then they were like 4, and then they were in like the high 2s, low 3s, then right back up again. And I'm not using or whatever electricity, not swinging that type of electrical usage to justify that kind of bill. But you can't. What can you do? I don't know. You know, it's like, what are they doing over there? I remember way back when I got a bill with 00. Like, what the fuck? What the heck is this? So, oh, we've been estimating you all wrong. So we have like $1,000 credit. I'm like, okay, great. Then maybe 8-9 months later, they say we made a mistake. We weren't estimating you wrong. You owe us $3,800. Like, what? You've got to be kidding me. What are you people doing over there? Because they sent me 0 bills forever, like almost a whole year. But I just chalked it up to their estimating the bill for 3 straight years or whatever they said it was. That caused us to have this credit. I paid it too. They weren't like real assholes about getting it. I think they just raised the bill like a little bit, and I've just paid it off slowly over the course of 5 or 8 or 10 years, or whatever the fuck the heck I did. I don't even remember. Do you remember back in the day of early dial-up, if you accidentally pulled a long-distance number for your using the internet, and all of a sudden you're getting these like $1,200 phone bills because of it? Remember that stuff? That was pretty crazy. That happened to me at least 2 or 3 times that I can remember. What is that? Oh, the switch. Some coyote. This is so old. Finally took a shit. Finally went kaput. So I did get a new one. I didn't think it was going to be as powerful as this. This one was a beast, man. But the new one has it way beat. I was wrong. I thought this was beast. It's not. The new one is so strong that you could pick the whole, whatever you're mixing. It creates such a suction that you can literally pick up whatever you're mixing, bowl and all. This one is not that powerful. Close. It was close. It would pick it up like a little bit and then it would drop. But this thing is so old, I was like, I'll never find another one. I didn't realize immersion blenders, it was called. I didn't know that. But there's a lot of them out there. I got lucky. Got a good one of the bunch. Yeah, I don't know what name brand it is. I forgot. I think I would know that. I'm glad this thing broke. It probably would have made me sick with all this crud in there. That's 17 years of milkshakes and shit and stuff. Crazy. I'm not even gonna keep any of it, except for this. I think from washing it, it seized itself up. At least that's what I think. Like, in here, all this made it stop working and spinning. I bet you if I hook some power to it, it'll take right off. Prove it? Okay. If you insist. But yeah, so any new builds starting the end of the year, no fossil fuel hookups allowed. No natural gas hookups, no propane. I was always a little jealous of people that had natural gas grills. You know, some people have them outside. I was like, God, I want one of those. Now it's going to be illegal. they're going to have to do a ton of infrastructure work if they're going to get electricity through the entire state. There are so many places, far more than has electricity that don't. There's way more towns and people without electricity that run their entire show on propane, natural gas, solar. I'm thinking about going solar, to be honest with you. To me, I just did a little research. Only 30 homes in West Seneca have solar panels. Is that not an insane statistic? Alright, I'm going to pause it. Yeah, I think I was more shocked by that statistic than the whole New York State electrical thing. 30 houses. I think there's like 50,000+ people in West Seneca. So that was weird. 30 houses only have solar. I was researching it. It is kind of a pain in the ass. You don't have to have storage such as a battery bank for periods of time where there is no sunlight to have it stored up. But you can also not have that and just use what's there when you need it. And anything you don't use, you could sell back to the grid or give it to your neighbors. Which on its own sounds like a decent plan, decent deal. That alone sounds like it'd be worth it. You don't have to have a battery backup system, although it'd be nice. It'd certainly be nice. It's not a must. You could use deep cycle car battery type things like camper boat batteries rather than highly dangerous lithium ion batteries. Probably the last thing you really want in your house is a bank of lithium ion batteries, boy. It'd be like a Tesla fire. There's no stopping it. There's no freaking stopping it in your house. It'd be doomsday. Doomsday, I tell you. The bank of lithium batteries going. Shoo. But lead acid batteries, like regular marine and car type batteries. Kind of quick test this. If it works, I'll keep it and solder some wire leads on there. If it don't work, I'll strip her down and get the 2 pounds of copper out of it. I love these strippers. I swear, I do not know why you'll never catch a professional using these. Union electrician would not be caught dead with auto strippers like that. They all have the old school type. I gotta get this shit off here somehow. I guess to the vise. God, I hate having a wired mic. It is the worst. And then on top of it, I can't charge because the new phones don't have a port for microphones or headphones. It's all just a charge port and that's it. So, you're either using a mic or you're charging. You ain't doing both. Same thing with headsets or earbuds, which is a bone. It's kind of a bone. You can't charge while you got anything plugged in, like earbuds, microphone. Alright, let me get the light on. Turn that light back on. I'm not even sure. Let me get something. Yeah. Whoopsie. Find it. Actually, I think it's in the garage. A socket big enough that just fits right over that. So I don't feel like going outside right now. There we go. Safety squints engage. What's holding that up? Is it threaded? Yes, it is. Brushes look okay. Can I grab it? That's good enough. I don't have to remove that, I guess. Got off what I wanted to get off. Triple breaker. I got a lot going on over there. Whoa. I do have a wireless mic somewhere. Sound quality's the worst though. Alright. It's my little homemade test leads. A 3 and a 2. One with grounded and one without. In this case we don't need 1 and 2. It's a little bit dangerous. Can be. It's not if it's all done right. Every now and then something happens, a couple of wires will touch. Or I've done something wrong and spark out the circuit plug, the outlet, strip outlet that I use. I've tried a few of them doing this. Should try and hold it down with something. Nothing. I'll be dipped. Thought I heard clicking. Oh, wait a second. Little putts. It does work. I forgot there's an on-off switch on this one, which is good for safety. A good safety feature. This is a torquey little shit, that's why I wanted to keep it. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh yeah, I'll put that in a remote control boat. I think it's got some balls, man. Hell yeah, have some fun with that somehow. And by fun, I mean never use it for 35 years and then throw it out. It's my kind of fun. It's a beaut, Clark. It's a beaut. Flathead screw. I'm not going to take that apart. It's so worn. It looks like it's been worked on. Which is weird. This thing rusted. This is a top of the line light wrench. Made in the USA. Finishing so good.
Lawmakers and environmental advocates today celebrating the move of the New York State Fire Prevention and Building Codes Council in yet another regional Zoom meeting like this, actually putting into effect new requirements as passed by the Democratic majority legislature under the umbrella 2019 Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, requiring that new buildings, including new homes under 7 stories, be equipped for all electric heating and appliances come January 2026, and lawmakers who pushed for this move pleased to speak out in this Zoom meeting, even though they left the meeting before immediate questions could be asked.
That's what we're talking about basically here today, requirements for new buildings coming online, although full electric will have to be every building at some point.
Note that State Senator Kruger said all buildings in New York would have to be all electric at some point, as gas furnaces and appliances wear out the state scoping plan calling for replacement by electric heat pumps and other electric appliances. And for now, existing buildings will not be affected by those requirements, even for renovations. Also, current exemptions for certain new buildings like restaurants, hospitals, factories, and agricultural buildings. As these requirements take effect, confusion, frustration, and perhaps costly consequences for new home buyers, according to the Regional Builders Association.
New York State, it's been difficult to get anyone to really listen to any logic of the problem that this poses to us as builders. It was going to create about a $20,000 increase in the cost to build a home.
And another state official has also pointed out recently some of the climate law changes may be coming too quick with now higher utility bills.
I've had to take a close look and realize that we cannot accomplish what those objectives were back before I became governor in a time frame that's going to not hurt ratepayers. So we're slowing things down.
Now, a lawsuit filed in federal court by various natural gas utilities, contractors, even building trades, labor unions, to try to block these all-electric actions by the State Building Codes Council, that was dismissed earlier this week. On your side, Ron Plants, Channel 2.
Check out Hill's Science Diet at PetSmart. It's formulated for long, healthier lives. New York State's electric future once again in the spotlight. Good evening. It is a point of contention for both lawmakers and neighbors in a push for a greener future. Governor Kathy Hochul has passed legislation that bans the use of natural gas, mandates emission reductions, and transitions to clean energy. Now, the plan to reach those goals is still being redeveloped, and our Republican lawmakers have sounded off, saying that the state's electric grid is unreliable and too costly to achieve these goals. Tonight, the members of the state's Energy Plan Task Force held a public hearing allowing neighbors to voice their questions and concerns about this all-electric transition.
I really hope this energy plan the whole code is drafted and it's going to be great and affordable for communities and for disadvantaged communities first of all. Because it's not just an earth problem, it's a health problem. And the issue can be resolved through affordable energy. A plan like this can be a great plan.
We should all have a choice in our energy for our homes and our businesses. So we have a very diverse area. Adirondacks need wood, some others need propane. We use gas and wood. We personally do. All these are needed depending on your home, your area, or your financial situation. To only allow one type of energy or demand it is unwise. We know we all don't do that with our finances. If one fails, you always have a backup.
I think it's important to remember that climate change isn't just a buzzword, and it doesn't just hinge upon international cooperation. It also relies upon local decisions and local stewardship of what intact forests and wetlands we have left, especially by the people who have occupied that land for centuries.
Concerns were voiced by Republican lawmakers in Lafayette Square just before tonight's public hearing. Now, officials say that they are demanding the governor take accountability for rising utility rates due to her energy policies. And they say that these energy regulations have no consideration for energy affordability or reliability.
All of these things will drive up the cost of New Yorkers' utility bills. All of these things are being done at a time frame which is not reasonable, and in many cases will result in less reliable power, because you have an electric grid that can barely handle the base load today, let alone moving every New Yorker over to the electric grid, whether it's here in Western New York or across the state.
Anyone who is not able to make tonight's public hearing can still send in their comments 3 different ways: online, via email, or via postal mail comments. Now, those comments will be accepted through October 6th. That information can be found on WKBW.com.
Yes, this is why I switched to injection-free weight loss. I was eating healthy, working out every day, and nothing would budge. I've lost, I think, 22 or 23 pounds at this point.
I noticed that my weight was really really starting to creep up, and I just wasn't happy with the way that I looked. I had lost around 20 pounds.
Diet, exercise, I felt like I had tried everything. Finally, I stumbled across hers and thought, what do I have to lose? I have lost so far just over 35 pounds. Weight Loss by Hers offers access to oral medication kits. Simple, all-in pricing. Ongoing care included at no extra cost. Free shipping right to your door if prescribed. Through Hers, your weight loss plan is personalized to your goals. Plus, you get access to unlimited messaging with a licensed medical provider. No insurance required, no in-person visits, 100% online. Take the free assessment to get started today.
The phenomenon could involve some type of activity that some might say constitutes
seriously lawmakers and environmental advocates today celebrating the New York State Fire Prevention and Building Codes Council.
National Grid bills are going up next month. Jesus. Whoa. Solar panel systems.
Thinking about buying solar but feel overwhelmed? I'm Tim Cox from Chartered Electrical Engineer. If you're like me, you want to understand how all this solar stuff works before dropping thousands of dollars on it, this is the video for you. Let me start by showing you how solar panels work, and I promise to keep it simple. At its heart, electricity is electrons moving in a circuit. But how does sunshine make electrons move in a solar panel? It's caused by something called the EV effect. Sunlight knocks electrons loose from the silicon in a solar cell, which capture that movement in DC electricity. Let's zoom in on a solar cell. Silicon wafer the size of a beer coaster, and then it's chopped in half. See these faint lines across it? They're the metal fingers that collect the moving electrons. They feed them into those thicker vertical lines. They're called bus bars. Think of it like tiny power highways, collecting traffic inside streets. So that's, in a nutshell, how a solar panel works. So this is me in a nutshell. Oh, I'm in a nutshell. How did I get into this nutshell? What about present? The modern solar system is made up of 5 main parts. Let's look at the solar panel. These are the stars of the show. They send sunlight, DC electricity, which is the PV effect that I just talked about. Down at ground level, there's your solar inverter. This is the brains of the operation. It takes the DC power from your panels and turns it into 230 volts AC power that your home uses. Number 3 is a big switch next to your inverter. It's called an AC isolator. It cuts off the main power from your inverter. Always turn this off first if you need to shut down your system to save equipment. Your switchboard is the fourth part where everything connects. The installer will install the circuit breaker that your inverter needs. If the installer is not a cowboy, they'll also install a consumption meter. This little sucker measures the energy flows all over your house so you can see how much energy your home is using, how much is being supplied from your solar, and how much is being supplied from the grid. Your switchboard is too small or not up to the current standard, you might need a new switchboard, and that's going to get expensive. It can set you back at least $1,200 or more. And finally, your grid meter. Your electricity company either installs a new one after your solar panels are installed, or updates the software on your existing one to handle your new solar panels. Just like your old meter did, it still measures how much electricity you pull from the grid to charge you for it. But now you've got solar, it also tracks how much surplus solar to export back into the grid, so it knows how much to credit your bill. Just be aware that the credits you get for exporting solar will generally be small. Most of your solar savings will come from not using the grid electricity in the first place, because you're using your solar instead. That's the basics. Now let me clear up one of the most confusing things about solar: the difference between power and energy. Contrary to popular belief, power and energy are two different things. And even some people in the industry get this wrong, so don't feel bad if it seems a bit confusing at first. Let me break it down in terms of solar panels. Power, measured in kilowatts, is all about speed. How fast all your panels pump out electricity. When someone talks about a 13 kilowatt solar system, they're talking about the solar system that produces electricity at a maximum rate of 13 kilowatts. That's generally at midday on a perfect solar day. Power in kilowatts is the top speed of your solar system. Just like your car maker advertises the top speed of their cars, don't expect to hit it too often. Now, energy, that's measured in kilowatt hours. It's how much electricity you've made or used over time. Think of it like your car's odometer. When your bill says you've used 26 kilowatt hours today, that's like saying you've driven 26 kilometers. Just like you'll never hit the maximum speed of your car, you'll likely never hit the max power of your solar. A 13 kilowatt system won't normally produce 13 kilowatts of power for two main reasons. Firstly, most 13 kilowatt systems actually use a 10 kilowatt inverter, so that's your speed limit right there. And you'll only hit peak power around midday on a nice day. Not too hot, not too cold, Goldilocks weather. Let me show you what I mean. Here's what a 13 kilowatt system produces on a cracker of a day. See how it only hits 10 kilowatts right at midday? It's been throttled by the max inverter power of 10 kilowatts. And if you had a bigger inverter, you'd probably never hit 13 kilowatts anyway. Why? Because your panels get dirty. There's always some power loss in the wiring, your inverter isn't 100% efficient. Also, your panels degrade slowly over time. And panels are like people, they don't like working when it's too hot.
That's so hot! It's horrible! I'm going to die! I'm so tired!
Most systems only achieve about 80% of what they say on the box. So if your system doesn't hit those perfect numbers, don't stress. It's totally normal. Let me tell you how much energy you can expect from your solar panels, and I'll give you a dead simple way to work it out. First up, the quick answer. A typical 13 kilowatt system in Australia pumps out around 52 kilowatt hours per day on average. More in summer, less in winter. Now here's a little trick I use. I call it the magic number. To estimate your daily solar energy, simply multiply your system size by 4. So you've got a 5 kilowatt system, 5 times 4, it's about 20 kilowatt hours a day. You've got a 10 kilowatt system, 40 kilowatt hours a day. But hang on a minute, this magic number does change slightly depending on where you live. Sunny Perth or Darwin are the best at 4.6, while cold Hobart is the lowest at 3.2. A couple of important things to remember. Firstly, these numbers are for north-facing panels. If you've got panels facing east or west, knock about 50% off. South-facing, you'll lose about 30%. And these are yearly averages. In summer you'll get much more, in winter much less. The difference between summer and winter generation gets bigger the further south you go. Compare Sydney's annual solar production to Hobart. Now, let me clear up one of the biggest sources of confusion about solar savings. This trips up almost everyone when they get their first bill after solar.
Why don't you explain it to me like I'm 5?
Solar saves you money in 2 ways. First up, self-consumption. This is when you're using your own solar power instead of buying it from the grid. Secondly, you've got the feed-in tariff. When your panels produce solar surplus to your home's requirements, that extra solar goes back into the grid. Your power company pays you for this. Not much these days, but hey, it's better than nothing. Now here's the bit that drives people crazy. I get emails like this all the time. Mate, I just got my first bill with solar, and it's only showing $100 in savings. I've been ripped off. Hold your horses. That $100 is just your feed-in tariff. What you can't see on the bill is all the money you save by not buying power from the grid in the first place. Like I said, your power company can only see what goes out of your house. They can't see what's happening inside with your solar, so they can't print that on your bill. And that's exactly why I'm so insistent on getting this thing called a consumption monitor. It sits in your switchboard and it shows you how much money your solar is really saving you, and you see it through your inverter app. Don't buy solar without a consumption monitor. And don't let the installer leave until she's shown you that the app is working and exactly how you use it. So, that's the absolute basics of how solar works. Still got questions? Email my Adelaide-based support team, support@solarquotes.com.au. Looking
Yeah, solar. Screw the electric. I wouldn't be surprised if you could even do wind in this area. It's always freaking windy around here. The way my house is situated east to west, I think it gets fucking sun. Oops, it gets good sun all day long. But anyway, I'm gonna go make a coffee. Let my dumb doggy out. Crazy New York trying to compete with California. I'm sure California's already probably implemented the same thing. I wonder. Has California implemented an all-electric policy? Nope. Great. Lucky us. Thanks, New York. You're the best. Welcome to New York. Now get your wallet out. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.